Well, after a really easy, well, not easy, but good day of trading yesterday, today felt a lot more challenging, way harder than yesterday was for me. We had massive ripping price action with CPI that came out this morning, and then market just ended up grinding a lot. It would kind of show weakness and then just grind. It was just hard conditions for me to trade in. Took 2 different trades. We're going to recap those now. These are done on the live stream, which happens on my main channel, Trades by Matt, every morning at market open. So make sure you come hang out. This is done on my 20, 50K Apex funded account. So you can use code TBM for the best discount always available. Let's go and dive into today's recap. Yo, good morning. We had news this morning. If it wasn't pretty apparent, it should be pretty apparent. Off of the massive cucumber candle. We had CPI come out at 7:30. Fed manufacturing came out at 7:30. We got crude oil inventories if you're a crude oil trader at 9:30. Got some earnings calls, 8:30 and 9 off the open. JP was at 7:30. Goldman and Wells Fargo at 8:30 and 9. That'd be somewhat interesting. We had earnings this morning as well, I guess. Maybe it won't be too interesting since it's already out, but something to keep an eye out on nonetheless. Pretty big candle though, huh? So, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday that we had PPI? Like yesterday. Are we going to retrace the candle? That's the big question. Do we retrace the candle? 21K, so 250 points. Definitely possible. We got VWAP at 120s or so. We are above yesterday's value area high. We broke it on the news. So, I mean, above yesterday's value area high and VWAP, you assume higher. We're up 1.5% on the session or on the day so far. This is what the daily candles look like. Again, just kind of eating this this channel. I mean, honestly, the 1 minute opening range low, interesting spot, 220, magical 20s for a slap and roll potentially. There's the 220 area, pushing nicely. We got volume down below it now, so that's not as good. All right, we're gonna run the highs here now. I mean, that's a 100-point push in 3 minutes, chat. 2.5 minutes, 100 points. We got a topper candle up here. Man, if it was a little earlier, I'd throw an order at 87. Stop at 92. 5-point stop for a 10, 15-point hitter. If my 15-minute rule saves me or not. It looks like it does save me. Saves me 5 points, huh? Oh, no, not quite. I'd be break even, maybe a couple points in the money. Would have gotten like a point or two away from getting stopped out. And I would have gotten the full 10 points there, I think. 86 to 76, right? The untested wick now is somewhat interesting since we did break out of it a little bit. At 73. It's a little bit of a diddle. Diddle in the middle. But I like that we came out of it and now we're going back down to that untested zone. I like that play. Assuming I can keep it tight enough. I also have to get filled. I need like a 40-point slap, which just seems crazy, but we're getting good movement, so. And we got a nice bid. There it is, the clean of 45. Almost a 50. We got a 70 block that's been sitting there for a while at 50. And then once we get through there, 400, I mean, it's got something resting. We're really just gonna grind it all day or what? Market's moving for 31 minutes. I've seen like one trade that was even worth taking, and even that was kind of sketchy. It like would have hit my take profit by a point and then got slapped. Haven't really seen much to take yet. This type of days are kind of weird because it's like I feel like I should be looking for longs. My brain is still like kind of looking for shorts for some reason, but I know I should really be looking for longs right now still. It's just hard to do when it's, you know, 2% up on the session. Feel like you're buying, I mean, you are buying highs, and pullbacks are not really a thing super hard, honestly. It's challenging, at least for me. Hopefully we get something good. Golly, the block is massive now, huh? 320 sitting at 400. Goodness. I mean, a retest of point of control is pretty aggressive. 63 is pretty aggressive. Again, we don't sweep it all the way. I like the 55 trade, bottom of the little range, ends up being 50% of the prior wick as well. Off a doji for push up. It's just, we got blocks higher at 80. Like, I think we sweep the 80 block. It's just hard to get in on some of these things with it feeling like it could free fall 100 points pretty quick. Ran up through the block at 80. Now we got the block at 400. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. All right, 2 dad jokes coming up for you. We got yesterday, Tuesday, January 14th. Why did the cookie cry? Because his father was away for so long. Father was away for so long. Honestly, that's a very much a C tier joke, in my opinion. The other ones have been better out of this calendar, but we take what we can get. All right, today, January 15th, hump day. You got hit by a rental car? Yeah, it hurts. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Holy F. That one got me. The 30-year-old jump scares are not the same. Holy. I just had a full, like, adrenaline dump. Is there a potential short here? Sorry, I'm dumb. I'm trying to learn. No, you're all good. I mean, I'm like contemplating it. The problem is that I don't want to fade this move. We got the 400 block, which is probably going to suck us in. Like, you could have had to stop the prior highs or something. It might have worked a little bit, but the thing is that when you have big liquidity sitting above you, a lot of times it gets run, which is exactly what just happened. We just ran the 400 block. And you're like trying to fade just a monster move. 400 points since 7:30, right? Everything's been grinding up. So I don't think it's worth trying to short it personally. It's like trying to pick a top is tough, right? Well, we've been holding the 1 standard deviation pretty decent. And a wick test. We didn't even get the wick test last time. It's definitely aggressive. Period. It's definitely aggressive. Do I have that 80 block? That we have got a block at 80, which seems a little magnety. I'm gonna try the wick test because I like the trend play and I like the wick test play, but the 80 block is a little questionable. I'm gonna go ahead and move that break even. We're up, it went up to 4 or 5 points. I'm not willing to stick around with this 80 block. Get stopped out. It took some point of slippage. Down $25. It ran up 5 points maybe or something like that. Maybe 6 points. I think I saw 130 flash, so maybe 7 points. But I went auto break even on that very quickly because of the 80 block that's resting down there. It just feels like that could magnet us in pretty quick. I was looking for 10 points, obviously, but I wanted the trade to be risk off. For the most part, I mean, I took a point of slippage, but I wanted to be risk off very quickly there because of the possibility of the floor just really giving out. And like, I mean, we sweep 80, we could make the move to point of control very quickly. For all of a sudden it goes from a, you know, an auto break even because I was up 5 points to down 25 points almost instant, right? If I had moved it to auto break even, I'd be filled out. So there is that side of it, right? I'd be filled out on my 10 points if I did not move it to break even. It would have come back down and retested my entry one time. But I just don't trust it with that block at 80. So I'm happy with that break even stop, to be honest. 1 minute looks like it's trying to roll over. 1 minute looks like it. We got point of control at 400 right near the high of day, so that makes sense for rolling over also, but It's been a grind of a session so far, and everything has been getting bought up. I mean, look, we've had the most red candles we've had in a row is 2. I think almost all day, except for, yeah, the first 25 minutes we had 4 minutes of red. But other than that, it's been 2 minutes of red with a buy up almost every single time. Could be an interesting buy here. How many points is that though? Like 8 points. I got stopped. It was a 5-point stop there. 6-point stop, actually. I wanted to buy right near the lows there, put a stop underneath with the hopes of us going back up into kind of the 80s range. I like the look. I'm not willing to keep it any looser than that at all. I might call it here. I'm not enjoying this price action. I'm down at 7 points, $155 per account. 7 points, and I've had a auto break even stop that went 7 points in the money at one point, but it got stopped out for -1 point, and then that trade was -6. And I'm not really I feel like I'm just twiddling my fingers waiting for some movement, and that felt a little forced, and I need to respect the fact that I don't want to force stuff.